everyone, MB here out on a chilly day in mid-April. I can't imagine how confused the birds are with the recent change in weather, but it seems to happen every year. Today's lesson is all about spring migration. Spring migration is an exciting time for bird watchers. As migrants return from their winter destination, it's almost as though you're seeing an old familiar friend return from their winter vacation. In today's lesson, we'll aim to answer 5 questions about the spring bird migration. What does migration mean? Why do birds migrate? Where do they go? What popular Ontario bird species migrate? And we'll also discuss some tips on how to provide the perfect stopover habitat for migrating birds. Okay, so to answer our first question, what does migration mean? Any guesses? To migrate means to move from one region or habitat to another. And in the animal world, many animals migrate. Some migrate only a few meters, while others migrate thousands and thousands of kilometers. Here are a few migrants you might be familiar with. The monarch butterfly, the Lake Ontario Atlantic salmon, and the Arctic tern. Which brings us to our next question. Why migrate? For this lesson, we'll focus on bird migration. So why do birds migrate? Well, migration is a behavioral adaptation. A change in the length of daylight, a change in the temperature, change in food availability can all trigger migration, causing birds to move on a seasonal schedule. Spring migration here in Ontario is when birds travel from their wintering grounds in the south up to their breeding grounds in the north. Spring migration here in Ontario usually runs from late February through until late May. In the fall, birds migrate from their breeding grounds in the north to their wintering grounds in the south. And fall migration here in Ontario usually runs from mid-August through until early December. As I'm recording this clip, can anybody hear the bird that's singing behind me? Any guesses on what species that is? That is a black-capped chickadee. Some people say that its call sounds like someone saying, "Cheeseburger, cheeseburger." Is called a mnemonic, where we take a bird call and match it up with some words to help us remember. All right, our next question is, where do they go? Someone who studies birds is called an ornithologist. And ornithologists have discovered that there are 4 main migration corridors in North America called flyways. Think of flyways sort of like our highways. There's the Pacific Flyway, Central Flyway, Mississippi Flyway, and the Atlantic Flyway. Across the globe, there are 8 main flyways that birds use to travel between their wintering grounds and their breeding grounds, which is why it's so important to protect birds all along their migration routes. Legislation like the Migratory Birds Convention Act here in Canada helps to protect birds in all aspects of their range. Many migratory birds breed up in the boreal forest, which is an incredible circumpolar region, which means that it's present all the way around the globe. And while ornithologists continue to study how migrating birds know exactly where to go, it's suggested that they use the sun, the stars, and the Earth's magnetic field to help guide their way. And our next question, what popular Ontario bird species migrate? First of all, Ontario is home to several permanent residents who do not migrate. They are well adapted to survive all 4 seasons right here in Ontario. For example, the northern cardinal and the black-capped chickadee. But every spring, I look forward to the return of several migrant songbird species, like the American goldfinch, eastern phoebe, red-winged blackbird, and the white-throated sparrow. What bird species have you seen return this spring? Be sure to let us know in the comments below. And to answer our final question, how can I create a bird-friendly stopover for migrants passing through? Be sure to check out our virtual lesson on winter birding, as some of those tips and tricks can apply to birding all year round. Number 1, keep track. iNaturalist is an incredible app to download for free that empowers citizen scientists like you to contribute to a Canadian database of plant and wildlife sightings. Number 2, keep your cat indoors. Every year in Canada, domestic cats kill approximately 200 million birds. Number 3, reduce window collisions. There are several ways to protect birds from colliding with your windows, and we'll post some links in the video notes for reference. Number 4, create a bird-friendly habitat. Consider turning your backyard into a 5-star hotel for birds passing through. Create a space that offers food, water, shelter, and safety for tired birds stopping by. And number 5, turn out the lights. Many birds migrate at night and in large numbers. Artificial light beaming from large cities, tall buildings, and outdoor lights can disorient migrating birds. FLAP, the Fatal Light Awareness Program, is a non-profit charity based out of Toronto, Ontario, raising awareness for bird-building collisions. The International Dark Sky Association is another non-profit organization raising awareness about light pollution and its effect on the natural world. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like this video and comment below. And if you and your class would like to learn more about migrating birds, reach out by email to book a free, live, virtual question and answer session with one of our educators. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay connected as we learn together outside the classroom.